It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Wednesday, the 18th of September. I'm Michael Groff. Dry weather with near normal temperatures for the rest of the week and into the first half of the weekend, but things turn decidedly more interesting by Sunday and into the first half of next week, with unsettled weather potentially coming into the desert southwest and perhaps our first shot at appreciable rain around here in months. Let's talk about it. First, the almanac from yesterday. 98 degrees was the high in the valley, 76 the morning low. No rain officially at Sky Harbor. 2/100ths of an inch so far this month and 43/100ths for the monsoon season. Not good. And outside right now, here at 8:30 a.m., mostly clear skies in the valley. 84 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew point still up at 61. It's a bit humid out. Relative humidity 45%. The winds are light and the barometer is steady. Temperatures around the area right now in the 70s in some of the cooler pockets, but most of us are in the 80s. The upper air analysis across the country, we've got a big ridge over the southeastern U.S., summer hanging on there, a trough approaching the west coast, and that is going to swing through the Intermountain West, north of Arizona, but ushering in some much drier air over the next 24 to 36 hours, as you'll see. The watch warning map, still some flash flood watches and a few flash flood warnings, parts of southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana, around the Sabine Pass area. Wind advisories and some fire danger concerns out here in the west. Convective outlook for today, no organized areas of severe weather anywhere across the contiguous United States. And the tropics and the Atlantic Basin and the Gulf still pretty active. There's Imelda that moved onto the Texas coast yesterday, still going to produce some heavy rain. We've got Humberto that continues to move away from the United States, but a threat to Bermuda, a hurricane warning in effect there. Max sustained winds 120 miles per hour. The center of circulation should track to the northwest of the island, but still hurricane force winds are likely. And then out in the central Atlantic, we've got our newest tropical storm. This is Jerry, now continuing to intensify. The track of this system, at least according to the official track from the Hurricane Center, should take this north of the Caribbean islands, north of Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and curve it east of the Bahamas. The model's in very good agreement on that. This should not be a threat to the United States, but as always, you need to keep an eye on it. And the precipitation outlook valid through next Wednesday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Metro Phoenix between 3/4 of an inch and 1.25 inches. These numbers continue to come up. Some locally heavy rain possible in central and eastern Arizona. That's mainly for what we will see starting late in the weekend and next week. We'll detail that now as we check out the models and have a look at it. The GFS, this is the 06Z run, valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Here comes our trough onto the west coast. Dry west and southwesterly flow around here. So down at the surface, mostly sunny skies today. High temperatures, upper 90s to near 102. Tonight with mostly clear skies, lows in the 70s to near 80. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny, some clouds in the afternoon perhaps, and some breezy conditions too. And as that trough passes to our north, the flow aloft really turns west and even northwesterly, and we really start to usher in some drier air. There could be an isolated mountain thunderstorm over there in the White Mountains, but other than that, most of the state should stay dry. And those dew points are really going to come down. But highs tomorrow in advance of that trough should still be in the upper 90s to about 101. Friday morning with the drier air, we start the day out in the mid-60s in the cool spots, low 70s in the urban core, high temperatures, mid-90s. Saturday, mid and upper 90s, mostly sunny skies. Then on Sunday, another trough moving on to the west coast, and this is where the forecast uncertainty starts to come in just a bit. Many of the models show this trough closing off into an upper low and diving down the west coast late in the weekend and early next week. Moisture starts to get pulled back into the state with southerly flow out ahead of that feature. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms possible in eastern Arizona. Maybe one or two of those get into the valley on Sunday night. That is a concern. And high temperatures will stay in the mid to upper 90s. As we go to Monday, we're going to show you a couple of different looks here. First, the GFS, and it's got this upper low, not quite as deep as previous runs, moving through the west, advecting a fair bit of moisture, though, into southern and eastern Arizona. Scattered showers and thunderstorms would be possible. A few of those could get on the strong side. High temperatures, low to mid-90s, with the presence of more clouds and moisture, so we would see readings below average, and decent chance at some storms in here. Same thing for Tuesday, over at least the eastern half of the state, potentially the valley, and high temperatures remaining relatively cool with upper 80s, low 90s, something like that. Now, let me show you the European at the same time, and this has been a very consistent model And it's showing the upper low diving down the west coast, getting situated off the central and southern California coast by Monday afternoon, Monday night. A diffluent flow over Arizona and plenty of moisture moving northward, perhaps aided by a tropical system off the Mexican coast. We'll still have to see about that. But the idea here is scattered to numerous, maybe even widespread showers and thunderstorms developing over much of Arizona. Some of those storms could get on the strong or severe side as well in this scenario. And when we see this synoptic setup, historically speaking, we don't see this too often, but every few years we get a setup just like this that produces a severe weather outbreak. And we're not saying that that's going to happen right now. The forecast is trended or kept rather conservative at the moment. But this is an idea that's on the table. It's still several days out, a lot of time to watch this, but we will have to see what transpires between now and then. Then on Tuesday, the European continues to show the potential of widespread showers and thunderstorms. And again, a few severe storms would be possible with that low situated there. And it's a pretty cold upper low and good dynamic support for some strong and severe storms. All right, let's go back off to the GFS. This is a week from today, Wednesday the 25th. And again, the GFS is a drier solution now. It's got the upper low kind of cut off east of Arizona, and that would tend to preclude us from getting any moisture in here. High temperatures would be fairly close to seasonal averages. Then going out 10 days to the end of the forecast period, this is Friday the 27th. More of a zonal flow, a dry westerly flow in here. Temperatures pretty close to normal. Let's check out the rainfall through the period. The QPF, first coming off of the European Ensemble, the deterministic model, way up there at about 5 inches of rain. But even the Ensemble mean is between about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. So many of the members here think that unsettled weather is a prospect that we have to watch for. And then the GFS Ensemble, the deterministic model, again, approaching 2 inches. The Ensemble mean well over 1 inch. So unsettled weather. Yeah, that's something we actually have to look for. We're talking about appreciable rain here. Will it happen? Well, the models have teased us all summer. We're not ready to totally buy in just yet, but it is something we are keeping a lookout for. And checking out the temperatures through the period coming off of the European Ensemble. Hot today and tomorrow around the century mark, and then we start a cooling trend thereafter. We may see highs staying below the 90-degree mark early next week, especially if we get that unsettled weather in here. Low temperatures, mainly in the 70s, but 1 or 2 mornings, especially in the cooler pockets, getting down into the 60s. And are we done with the 100-degree temperatures after tomorrow? That's a big question. Probably not, though. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe. Click that notification bell so that whenever we get a brand new video out there, you'll get those notifications. And your comments, questions, and suggestions always encouraged as well. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. As always, be safe and have yourselves a great Wednesday.